Hey, thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I'm glad you made it. Did you know that the public can access service members' military records? The headline here is House GOP moves to ban public access to service members' military records. The subheadline is the proposal comes after the Pentagon erroneously released the personal information of several Republican politicians who were current or former members of the armed forces. Now, hit the thumbs up for me, subscribe, share with a friend, all that good stuff. I really appreciate it. Helps to get the word out there to all of us. Now, this article came out actually several months ago, and I didn't see it until now, so I wanted to share it with you. Let's jump into it, and I'll give you my 2 cents along the way. All right. House Republicans are attempting to end the decades-old practice of the Defense Department's releasing summaries of the service records of military members to the public. The House Appropriations Committee bill would prohibit any funds from being used to release personal information about current and former service members, which news organizations and some employers use to verify people's military service. According to the Pentagon, the types of information that can currently be released vary, but generally include full name, rank, date of rank, past and present duty assignments, awards and decorations, attendance at professional military schools, duty status at any given time, home of record, and official photo. So that's a lot, if you ask me. A lot of information that's being put out there. Now, moving on through this article, the current Defense Department regulation says that this and other basic information normally may be considered to be disclosed without a clearly unwarranted invasion of their personal privacy. So the quotation is normally may be disclosed without a clearly unwarranted invasion of their privacy. House lawmakers now want to make it illegal for the military to release information regarding any current or former member of the armed forces without their consent. I would agree myself. So I'm not sure where you stand on that. If the individual is deceased, the next of kin would have to provide consent. Again, I would agree. The provision may be stricken from the final spending bill that will eventually make it to the president's desk, but defense officials are concerned that it could make it through the House and Senate if both parties prioritize more partisan issues. So the big piece here, and again, this article's old, so I mean, some of this stuff has already moved through. The big piece is the fact that, the public has access. And I want to share this with you so you're aware. I want to see if we could pick out any other little nuggets through this. Again, this article came out in June. We're in October. So under the new proposal, members of the military public, or members of the public, new organizations, and some employers, it probably means news organizations, and some employers would have to file a Freedom of Information Act request with the military service branch to obtain the information, and the individual must be notified before the information can be released. But the FOIA process is notoriously backlogged and can take months or even years to fulfill a request. The only exception would be if the request comes from the federal government entity or state and local law enforcement, which the military can fulfill. Pentagon spokesperson Nicole Schwegman declined to comment, saying it would be inappropriate to comment on pending legislation. Okay, agreed. The Republican bill comes after several high-profile cases in which the Pentagon erroneously released the private information of GOP politicians who are former service members. Earlier this year, the Air Force informed Nebraska Representative Don Bacon, a retired Air Force Brigadier General, and Iowa Representative Zach Noon, former Air Force officer, that their personal records were mistakenly released without their consent during the midterm election campaigns. The person who requested Bacon's and Noon's records has ties to the Democratic Party. Makes sense. That followed the Air Force acknowledgement that they improperly released personal health information about Indiana House Republican candidate Jennifer Ruth Green, revealing that she was sexually assaulted during her time in the military. The Air Force Academy graduate went on to lose her primary race for Indiana's 1st Congressional District. The Air Force admitted it was a mistake to release such information without the individual's consent and vowed to send the results of their probe to the Department of Justice. Here's a quotation. Department of the Air Force employees did not follow proper procedures requiring the member's authorizing signature consenting to release of information. Air Force spokesman Ann Stefanik told NBC News. There was no evidence of political motivation or malicious intent on the part of any employee. In that case, however, the information was released after someone submitted a separate application known as the standard form SF-180, which I'm going to do a video on that too. How funny! Which can be requested, or which can request the release of more than the basic details provided to news media and the public by the military. It can include more sensitive information about an individual. The SF-180 requires the service member to sign the form and approve the release, but that did not occur in the case of the lawmaker's information being released. That's pretty scary. So either they're saying that what they're probably saying is there was no signature. It was just all filled out and sent in, and they went ahead and sent out the paperwork without a signature. That's pretty horrific because that form is a very simple form. It's not like it's a 15-page form and you missed one of the signature spots. So that's disturbing. This is a complete overreaction to a misunderstanding. That's ridiculous. Wow. That's the quote. This is a complete overreaction to a misunderstanding, a defense official told NBC News. People are conflating two processes. Wow. If the proposed House Republican bill becomes law, it could have a chilling effect on the public's ability to verify whether someone has earned medals and awards, what their rank and responsibilities were in the military, or if they served at all. After multiple people lied about their military service in recent years, Congress passed the Stolen Valor Act in 2013, which made it a crime for anyone to claim they received certain military medals if their intent was to gain money or other benefit. The awards include the Bronze Star, Purple Heart, among others. So with that, that concludes this article. And again, I'm going to end it here on the headline. House GOP moves to ban public access to service members' military records. Now, I'm a fan of that. I'm a fan of being that they can still obtain them, but I need to approve that. It can't just be willy-nilly people from anywhere trying to get my information, right? If you want it, I'll sign a piece of paper that allows you to get it. And then that's it, right? So, that's kind of my 2 cents on it. Love to hear your thoughts. With that, have a great one. And remember that if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.